Yes, good, 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 good. Hello, everybody. I had some other plans going on tonight that involved new technology, but I seem to have left myself down a cable, so I'll be able to get that tomorrow, but that's not helpful today. So instead, I'm going to do some more Throne of Eldraine drafting. See what we can get rolling. Maybe get two in if time permits. We'll see. But yeah, so I'll I'll see what I can do about my other plans for Goose Stream. Um, don't know immediately when those will be, but it's mostly a technology test more than anything else. Anyway, this is what I'm here for today. Is doing a bit more of rank draft Throne of Eldraine to use up our golds, get us up to. Are we at gold finally? I don't actually know our rank yet. Actually, I can check that in profile, I think. Yeah, gold 4. Okay. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead and start things up, see how things... Oop. Ooh. Vantress Gargoyle, is incredibly strong on here, specifically. One of the things about the way that like blue is kind of set up on Eldraine on these drafts is that lately mill decks have been very in vogue due to things like Didn't Say Please and Merfolk Secret Keeper being effectively last picks that you can just get infinite amount of. But like this is a 5 power flyer for 2. It can block as long as you've got 4 cards in hand, which means that as long as it's early game, you can definitely get things rolling. We also have incredible black removal in this pack. Epic Downfall and Bake into a Pie, Charmed Sleep. Black and blue looking great in this pack. I don't see a reason not to pick that rare, though. So. Hey, Tello. Hey, Nick Thumeron. Hey, the amazing Fiona. Oh, sorry. The amazing Fiona. Apologies. Yeah, let's go with this Gargoyle. This kind of sets me where I want to be with this is blue-black, which means I want to see one of these tabling, these 4. Obviously I don't expect either the black cards to table because they get picked. The drafters in this tend to pick those super high. But Charm Sleep and Didn't Say Please might go around. I did see that, Nick Thumeron. I was watching it right before it started. Color me unsurprised would be the best way I would put it. Alright, we got Pixie, Slaying Fire, Outmuscle. Especially after the Mold of 5. So Slaying Fire, Mara Leaf, Pixie, both of those speak to me a lot. Slaying Fire is really, really good removal. That's above the line when it's on. When you're on Adamant, the 4 damage can kill a lot of things that generally can't be killed by removal in this set alone. I don't get what Simic is in this format. The best creature? Like they green tends to have these really good creature bodies. I think it's supposed to be a little bit more food based, but there's almost nothing in blue that cares about them. Like the only blue card that really cares about having a food is animating Pixie or whatever, animating Fairy. Anywho, but yeah, Slaying Fire, Marleaf. I don't know about Cauldrons. Outmuscle is pretty cool, especially when we have a body like Vantress Gargoyle around. That Gargoyle can suplex a bear. It's pretty good. Yeah, they just want any artifact, and the Moonlit Scavengers don't even care about artifacts alone. They care about artifacts and enchantments, so it's even easier to just, like, play out like a Enchanting Sleep or something. So, If I go into Slaying Fire, what does the deck look like? Slaying Fire would get us into the draw deck. We'd want to be tabling this Merchant, but we won't. We actually will table the Vantress Paladin, because the Vantress Paladin tends to make it around a little later. The Gargoyle won't be going in so easily unless it's got some backup, but it will go, like, it is a very good, like, long-term threat. Right, but both the black cards here suck, Nick Themeron. Like, I don't want to pick up Cauldron's Gifts, and Swordmaster ain't in the deck. Like, so very clearly that's not what we're going to be doing, at least at this moment. And I'm not going to pick Vantress Paladin to try to hedge, because Vantress Paladin is a card that probably will table how the bets go. Oh, I like Swordmaster too, but it's, when I say suck, I mean for this deck. Smitten Swordmaster is a lot better for a deck that actually has Knights. If I'm blue, green, let's pick the fire. Okay, Sir Eleonora, that's a good one. Merchant, Eleanor is nice for the, like, draw to, especially, like, you know, if we're in red, this is a good body that triggers all our draw effects on our turn. Merchant is also really good, but I think Eleanor's a little stronger. Especially, like, looking at the way this deck is going to run out, it looks like we're probably going to have, like, 4 to 5 cards in hand, which makes this, like, you know, a cycling 4-4 or 5-4. So, Fireborn Knight's a little bit too much. This will table. This might table too. Maybe not. Red cap melee. So tiny. Where's my red cap? Jousting dummy. Red cap melee's strong. So tiny is also, like, good interaction and good removal. The thing here is, like, you know, I'm looking at red-blue here, and I'm like, I don't really have a card I want, but if you look at all the other cards, the only colors, the only card in here I really like is Forbidden Fruit. Garen Briggs Squire's okay. In the right deck. But, like, that's the only other card I like in here. So it's, like, so tiny versus foreboding for getting the Forbidden Fruit. The thing here is that the so tiny is like 80% to table. Again, knowing how the bots work changes how these drafts go. If I'm drafting at a table with players, things are very different than if I'm drafting with the bots on Arena, because the bots on Arena are almost predictable in what they'll do. Like, there's certain cards they just won't pick, and so tiny is weirdly on that list, even though it's a card I'm super happy to play. An old red cap melee with that Photoshop face. Really, I don't know, that art continues to baffle me. It's a good card. We're not an aggressive enough deck to want the melee. This is a good card for, like, the red-green aggression, or... I'm not sure, Tallow. I've heard people say that, like, the bots tend to end up rare drafting after a certain point, but I don't know. All I know is what I do and do not see going around. Another fruit, Thrill. I don't like Paladin. Again, there's some green here, but only Wildwood Tracker's good. Thrill is something like we could have, like, strong stuff with. More fruit as well if I want to have a lot of card draw. Back threes when you see rares tabling a lot more, because they tend to be in their colors entrenched. So you'll see rares going around that aren't in their colors. I don't know. If I pick up the Thrill... And let's pick up the Thrill. Let's see if the red stays this way. Alright, Shine Chaser. Queen of Ice. That's actually a card I'm super fine playing. So this can be, yeah, so that's the thing. Your Crazy Mouse says this can be a surprise draw two cards on a turn trigger, which sounds neat. But the thing about that is almost all of the triggers are things you only really want to do aggressively. With the exception of, like, the Pyromancer and, like, Alliance. All the creatures that have it basically, like, don't function if you try to do that. I didn't say please makes it around. That's probably a fine pickup. Scavengers doesn't look great yet. I mean, we have a Gargoyle, but I think that's about it. Still okay. Black going around. Didn't say please plays really well with the Gargoyle because that's 4 cards in their grave. You know, you play this, and then on 3, you didn't say please. The card you counter goes to the grave. 3 more cards. That's 4 of 7. So, like, if we're trying to maximize that, that works well. I think that's okay. Secret Keeper, red cap. Alright. Didn't say please. Like I said, this card tables basically for free every time. Like, the bots just do not value this card. So, we're going to see that. We're going to see... Gift laid. Probably pick up the Lochthwain Gargoyle. See, it's funny. Secret Keeper versus Red Cap is people are talking about that as a choice. I don't even think I see that as a choice in the deck we're in, because blue-red is the absolute positive worst color combination to take advantage of the Red Cap. Because with the Red Cap, the 2/1 first striker, 1/2 double striker, you want ways to pump it. You want barge in. You want a lot of the green pump. You want a lot of the like white, like the Squire. And blue just has none of that to offer. Black has things like the Lance, which is probably the best that it has to offer. But, like, blue, I think the only card I can think of in blue that it would have to offer would be the Mantle of Tides. So... Didn't say please 3, and then we're gonna get like a nope, no Sotanis. Alright. Might have want to pick those up earlier. We'll see. See what this deck ends up as. I don't care about these. Alright, so we've got Castle Embereth, we've got Fairy Vandal, we've got Didn't Say Please, Queen of Ice. Red has almost nothing to offer us. It's unknown what our second color is going to be, because we only have 1 card in red that I want, and one I'm okay playing. Like, I'm fine playing Thrill, but Slaying Fire is the one I want. Like, so, like, if there is some other, like, bomb that comes up in another color... I'm thinking between Fairy Vandal and Queen of Ice here. It's true that mono blue is definitely like a possibility, but I'm just saying that for that there is no set in stone second color at the Mo. Queen of Ice slows things down. Fairy Vandal's an aggressive way to win but right now we don't have anything that triggers the Fairy Vandal other than Eleonora and like some of our off colors. Which isn't a problem, but we'll table that Didn't Say Please. So, let's slow things down, shall we? Felmire Knight, I like that card a lot. What's this thing do? Oh, this is the really expensive theft card that wishes it was, like, playable. I could pick up Falmire, I could pick up... It's about, like, what, Bloodhaze Wolverine. This is what I was talking about, like, where this is kind of better on offense, because you want to be attacking with a 3-power first strike. Could work on defense. Problem I have with Covetous Urge is that, like, so you spend 4 mana, and, like, look at your opponent's hand and exile a card, and then you can pay the mana to cast it. And like, if you take a card from their hand, that's fine. If you take a card from their grave, this is the most expensive thing in the goddamn universe. Like, way too expensive for what it does. Lost $65 bet to Covetous Surge. Oh boy. Like Foulmire. He'll go with that. I don't like the blue in here. Wishful Focus. Okay, the Shriek. There's the Lance. That's the card I was talking about. With the Gerblin. Do I just pick that Secret Keeper right out or pick that Tome Raider? Because if I pick that Secret Keeper right out, if I don't, it'll be... Trying to think if it tables. This pack does have a lot. I like the green's decent here. The red's really aggressive. Grimrock and Burning Yard. Let's just grab that Secret Keeper, get things rolling. Charm Sleep A+. Kind of card we want for this. I also would really want that Lucky Clover. Because the Lucky Clover turns these into some busted-ass stuff. Is that better if I want to get the Clover right now? Like, I can pick up that Clover and maybe find a... We have Queen of Ice as well. That's 5 cards. That might just be... I don't know. Like, Charm Sleep's real damn strong, too, as far as removal goes. But we already have, like, 5 really good things for that. And even if we're not in red or in black, we have 4. We probably are going to end up with more. It's tough. Like Glitters, Snapper. Probably fine with the Snapper. We're probably not doing too much with it, but it is a 4/4 on the ground for 4. And like makes Eleonora draw 2. It's on spell, not creature as well. I think that's probably better than the Mantle of Tides. And again, these are aggressive, and I don't see that for us. Nothing here. Probably pick that Drawbridge. It's a good blocker. I want our black to be as much of a splash as possible. Nice. Overwhelmed Apprentice, Queen of Ice, Tome Raider, and look at that white. Overwhelmed Apprentice is real nice. All 3 of those are really good cards for us. Tome Raider being, you know, strong cycling. Overwhelmed Apprentice getting us both some mill and some card quality improvements. You know, digging for our Clover, digging for our Gargoyle. So good things there. Tome Raider filtering through, and Queen of Ice. Queen of Ice I'm not as huge on because we already have some. Want to see some Runaway Togethers. We absolutely want to get probably a pair of those. I'm going to pick up the Apprentice here, I think. Sad nothing will table out of those, but... not looking like anything here, boss. Another 4th didn't say please. A Corridor Monitor is a blocker. How many didn't say please is too much is a question. Mystic Sanctuary would also be a choice, but you can only pick up. I didn't say please here. It's not the worst. Like right now, the problem is we have almost nothing to pick up with it. And you can't pick up Secret Keeper. There's a creature everywhere but on the stack. Corridor Monitor is a defensive creature for us. Hold things off early. Might be okay. Doesn't say please infinity. Yeah, let's make the deck better with the Sanctuary. We'll get some other things for this. I don't care about most of this. Let's grab the Gargoyle. Fill things out. Fill things out. Hey, Mantle. Alright, so put these down. Clean the Firstborn out. I'm going to take out the red at the Mo. Out here. Not. There we go. Gingerbread ain't it? Memory theft, maybe. Maybe these are okay. Anyway, mystical dispute. Not a lot for us. Dispute's like more counter spells for us. Works well in the mirror, which actually comes up a lot more than you'd expect on here. Like, best card's the Barrage. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We can move the Hendwalker. I wish this was the draw one instead, but. Alright, let's get, okay, Witching Well, Scorching, stuff like that. I want a couple of the Well. So what do you want to have? Turn into a pumpkin. Yes, that's good interaction. That gives us time. That gets us food. We're almost mono blue. I think we're going to be playing a couple black cards. That's about it. So that's great. Turn into a pumpkin 1, I think beats Witching Well 2. Eleonora the 2nd? Yeah, alright. That seems to be fine. Again, that filters through our deck. That gives us a body. It gives us aggression. It might not be a deck that's super on the aggression. I want a couple copies of the So Tiny. There's another Secret Keeper. Thank you very much. And an Opt. That'll be fine. Could pick up that Funeral. If I wanted to splash the black. Because in this deck, this is likely to just say destroy no, it's my grave, so it's less not as likely into the story. This is just gonna be free as shit, huh? If your opponent has 7 or more cards in grave, huh? Cool. A+, would play again. Okay. This is what I mean about, like, the pick order being weird. I consider this one of the best red commons, because it's a card that a lot of the decks kind of, like, can go around. Like, that's part of the reason I like this card so much, is that, like, there's so much pump in a lot of different ways that makes this good. And it's a knight, and it's a non-human, which means it fits in almost every archetype. But somehow it's, like, the 4th to last pick here. I just keep drawing cards, it looks like. So, fine by me. Monitor, you're cool. Alright, we didn't get that Gargoyle back, but I don't even know if we're playing black here. It's still an open question. I don't think the black is strong enough for it to be real. Because, like, the black in here is Foulmire Knight, some memory thefts, and some fruit. And the thing with the fruit is, like, you'd think, like, well, yeah, I kind of want card draw, but we got the 2 wells pretty late there, and that fixes up the card draw issues pretty quickly. Thunderous Snapper also is nice as a big body. Yeah, no Runaway Together is actually a bit of a pain here. That's one of the best cards for this deck, because it lets you rebuy your Secret Keepers. And disrupt your opponent, but we don't have anything like that. I'm not gonna splash just for that, though, Tallow. Like, yes, this can target the opponent, but, like, I'd rather not. I'd rather allow my mana base to be stronger for not having it. And also, honestly, that's the most fringe case in the world. I realize we are a mill deck, but... Alright, I think we probably want... hold on, I want to switch views. This view, yeah. Alright, we probably want to cut out some of the... Like, I don't think we need the drawbridge anymore now that I did get that corridor monitor. Like, gargoyles are okay at best. This also might be a 16 land deck because of how absolute, like, low this curve is and how much scry we have. Scry 2, Scry 2, Scry 2, opt. You know, like, we have a lot of ways to be turning our like, improving our draws. So if I can cut one more card in an island, I'd be okay here. A lot of counter spells. Maybe that Wishful Merfolk. Not super huge on that one. Or maybe just one of the gargoyles. Like, the gargoyles aren't going to be doing too much for us. They're just kind of an 0-3 that gets in the way on the ground. And can, like, trade with flyers as the game goes on. It's probably fine. Cut an island. Keep the Mystic Sanctuary. We put a pumpkin on top, or we put it in the story on top. Seems fine like that. Yeah. Mono blue, eh? Not exactly where I expected to go after our first pick. I was kind of hoping black would open up a little more. But we kind of watched it, and black had a couple. There were like a couple specters that would have been okay with the clover. But nothing that really stood out to me that made me say, you know, swap into this over just monocolor. Anyway. This is our curve, this is our deck. Let's ride. But yeah, so like I said, I planned on doing some Goose Stream from a capture card today, but that didn't work out as I was a fool and I don't have enough HDMI cables sitting around, is the basic of it. This owns, I see Clover on 2. I like our defensive opener with a quarter monitor holding the ground, and we can hopefully scry into some useful cards. Looks like we're likely in some sort of mirror match. Yep. Hope you're ready for what this is what Arena Draft has succumbed to, by the way. I've done a couple off stream. This is like 60% of matches. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm fine with the turtle. I don't like the tiny in this matchup. Ain't gonna matter. I don't even know if I'll get to draw the turtle, but I like the turtle into Eleonora. So, but I like that curve. But yeah, this is like what, like, I've been playing, I've played a couple off stream, and like quite literally this is like, I'm not gonna say like over 50%, but like 50-50 split on like what you see on Arena, because of the way the bots devalue So Tiny, Didn't Say Please, and Secret Keeper. Generally, the deck ends up either mono blue or blue black. We don't need to do anything this turn because we don't want more than a thing on MTGA, indeed. Playing this at like your local store, you basically won't see this deck because it needs a lot of people at the table to not be in a color. So, you know, like two. Alright, well, let's play the snapper, get it countered. They're gonna counter it with Didn't Say Please. Then we're gonna pass it back. And hopefully we can resolve Eleonora. Oh, Mystical Dispute. Yeah, that's actually quite funny. Okay, so they've got 3 engrave, 5 lands. They have anything big to land on us? Tempting Witch seems like, I guess, a way for them to stay alive. There's a Didn't Say Please. Happy to have that once we untap here. I want to go for Eleonora here to draw and get a 4/4. Hopefully, the only thing they could counter this with would be another copy of Oh, Drown, right. That thing can counter. Forget about that. And we had just enough for it? Yeah, we had just enough for it. 5 down there. Alright. From here, we are, we got 4 in the grave. Let's just play land and pass it back. Hold up the Didn't Say Please. Once we use the Didn't Say Please, the end of the story's on, and if we can resolve into the story, I feel like this game ends on the drop. Like, our Lucky Clover means that our milk draws are really, really strong. You know, mill 8. Third of their deck at the mo. Alright, I'm going to keep making the land drops, because this lets me cast the end of the story if I were to catch them tapped out. Say they were to play, I don't know, Lockmere Serpent, or not Lockmere, because I would counter that, but, I don't know, they'd tap out for that 4/5 that bounces a thing. I think we're going to be doing this for a while. Okay. This will be good if I draw into one of my Secret Keepers. I'll be able to bounce that. We're going to be waiting out. This is... Welcome to control. Okay, 8 land on them. Want to see some sort of action. Want to see some sort of forward movement, and then I can play this into the story. Tap out for it, huh? Okay. Goodbye. And mill a Secret Keeper. Anyway, let's draw 4 cards. Alright, let's, Witching Well, find me a mill. I don't like either of those. Okay, we're gonna leave up this mana and step Witching Well if we need. We have 16 in deck. That's fine, I'm okay with them drawing a card off a Tome Raider right now. I'm gonna tap down their board if need be. Clockwork Servant, that's another good card for them. We need a little bit of board presence. I guess Corridor Monitor is gonna have to come down next turn. I'm kind of holding on to it because it's a little better in the hand at the mo, but like we just need something to make sure they can't start pushing. Obviously, I don't think our opponent's a deck that even cares about winning in combat, but, you know, I gotta have a token defense, right? We'll go Witching Well and end step draw. Okay. Okay. Alright, so you're ready for this game to end? 17 in deck. Okay. Holy fuck, I think they've got 5 Secret Keepers? Yeah, you've got 5 Secret Keepers. Just gotta go through this. Yeah, 5 Secret Keepers in here. That seems pretty good. They got a lot of that. Anyway, that's what we call game. Yeah, Elvish Piper here definitely had a... Keep trying to mouse over cards to the overlay. Yeah, I need to get the cardboard live overlay working. I didn't quite have it today, so apologies. There's like a registration process for it that didn't like immediately. Like, it wasn't immediate on my end, so I'll try and finish that up tomorrow or see if I can't get that working for you. Stone Coil is a... yeah, that's, a friend of mine recommended me one for an overlay. I don't think it's as... oh, this looks sweet. I get to play Overwhelming Apprentice and have this in hand? Hell yeah. Hopefully we can find Clover and make it work. I like Eleonora in here too. Okay. The Overwhelmed Apprentice fixes a lot of hands. Hey, look, I wonder what our opponent's doing. You want to learn? You know, I wasn't kidding when I made that, like, blanket statement that, like, blue is underdrafted and... Alright, how many are you keeping on top? If you put 2 bottom, I won't do anything, but if you put 2 top, I'll mill you. 1 top, 1 bottom. Shit. Ah, shit. Do I roll with it? If they miss a land drop, I do it. Okay, they didn't miss a land drop. 1 top, 1 bottom. I'm a little worried about using a Secret Keeper early, but they didn't put something on top there. So, like, what is that? Is that a good thing? Yeah, let's disrupt. Witching Well and some draws. Okay. This is the second. Yes, this is the second mill mirror, Anthony. We're yeah, this is what MTGA looks like these days. I really hope that there's a shift in the pick orders. Hell yes. Don't play it until I've got 5, but hell yes. I don't want to run that into a counterspell. Like, right now, they likely have, like, it didn't say please, just like I do, and I don't want to run that into one. Should add a land to your deck if you expect a lot. Yeah, I'm playing 16 because I want to be seeing a lot of action, but, like, honestly, the corridor monitors might just be bad if, this is what we're seeing here. I have a lot of these anti-aggressive cards in here, but, like, in these matchups, they're so dead, you know? Okay, we can get a Witching Well going. That'll be nice. Those both sound like cards I want to have in my hand. Mythical Dispute is pretty good at doing what it needs to. And now they have double, didn't say please if they actually have it. I'm gonna pass it. I've got the well to activate. I don't need to commit Lucky Clover until the turn I go for it, right? Like... Okay, this is shields down a little bit. Here's a gargoyle. It's sort of a threat. Okay, they're definitely making their land drops. This is a bit of an the mystical dispute is only gonna have one moment where it's ever any good with this many lands. It's gonna be on the turn where we start slamming cards back and forth at each other. It's gonna be interesting when that moment happens. What's gonna set it off? Like, is it gonna be something we do, something they do? 17 in deck from them, so I can mill. So they've got 17 in deck. I could mill 8. If I had a way to bounce, I could mill more. What does Mystical Dispute do? Counter target spell unless controller plays 3. Costs 2 less on a blue spell. So I think whoever pulls the trigger first loses. That's what we're waiting on. Oh, what the fuck? I think that's gonna resolve. So they're gonna didn't say please this, and then they've got 6 so that my Mystical Dispute can't counter theirs. So the best I can do would be to... Yeah, it didn't say please. So now I can Mystical Dispute that didn't say please. Which I think I should do to tap them out. It won't fully tap them out, they'll have the Midnight, but I don't think this card does anything from this point on. If I can draw a bounce spell, we win on the spot. Our opponent's on 16 in deck. If I can Clover Secret Keeper, like if I can do that twice, like this game ends. So I just need to draw either another Secret Keeper or turn into a pumpkin or oh my god. Okay. There's turning a pumpkin gone. We have a third keeper. Land didn't say please. Well. Yep. Okay, 16 in deck. I've got 12 in deck. 4 cards in hand for them. Pass it back. It's interesting that they chose to play this instead of paying the 3. I would have paid the 3. Because that, like, drops their shields for a future turn. Alright, so put the counter on it. Alright, we need to play... I think we play Eleonora. If Eleonora draws us into Secret Keeper on a 1 in 11, we win. Otherwise... Our deck is a little thin right now. This also does give us a little bit of a Eleonora and Eleonora. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get the Clover down. Sir Conrad, oh boy. Alright, so they're not like fully on the mill. It looks like Conrad is a bit of a backup for them. Let's pass it back. Yet if we can draw into another Secret Keeper, this game ends. This clock needs 12 counters to go off. That gives me about 3 turns before it happens. Or, sorry, 2 turns before it happens. Because this clock is not slow enough. Because right now it's going to be 2, 3, 4, and they can pump it like a lot. If that's all they need to do is trigger the clock, that might just be all they need to do to win. So, We'll see. Alright, let's go into combat. Probably play Eleonora post-combat. Because they can activate the clock 3 times, and then activate the clock 3 times, and then it'll be on 11. So it'll be 1 turn from going. I'd be happy if we have our opponent spend some... Okay, so that's something. Obviously, so tiny is a pretty permanent answer to that. I have 9 cards left in deck. I'm probably going to try to resolve Eleonora. See if we can get a second threat going. Yes, that's fine. Like, again, we can get rid of this Eleonora, play this Eleonora. Yes, I'd like to keep this one. Queen of Ice. Sure. So this gets pumped up twice to 5, 6 on their turn. I think this goes off next turn. So I get 1 more draw step before the clock counts to midnight. Once the clock hits midnight, I think we lose this one pretty handily. Because I can go 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 on my turn, 11 on theirs, and then boom, the moment their deck and grave match up, they'll have, it's 24, it'll be a 17-card deck with a 7-card hand, and they can probably have enough mill to kill me on a 7-card hand. Because I only have 8 cards remaining. If we can draw a Secret Keeper here, we can win. They have 6 cards left. That's about the only draw we have, and if they actually have real counters, this might be bad. So, we'll see. There's that hour counter. Into the story, huh? Okay. That is dangerous, but probably the way we win this. Problem is I don't know if it resolves, right? We gotta try, though. So, into the story, draw 4. I highly doubt this resolves. Our opponent seems like an opponent who's holding 3 counter spells still. Yeah, okay. Believe that ends this one pretty handily. There's our other Secret Keeper gone. So, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one here. We're gonna be decked out too quick from that point. Alright, is there anything else I could do to make this deck a little better in some sort of mirror if I wanted to play out? Like, the problem is, like, what? I'd put in the black for some memory thefts, and that's about it. That could be better. Because, like, a lot of our threats, just, a lot of our cards don't really do much if we're gonna match up. Like, that's slow. Let's go ahead and swap out, like, these 3. Foulmire Knight, Memory Theft. And I want 4 Swamp. 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 Okay. Alright, this looks good. This looks real good. We got the Apprentice, we got the Merfolk Secret Keeper. If we actually are against an aggressive deck, the Secret Keeper also plays ground defense, witching well to find us some more. We have a lot of scry in this hand and some immediate draw. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Oh, look, it's some blue mill. Who could have foreseen this outcome? I'll take both those cards, thank you very much. Two top. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the Secret Keeper then. Folio gone. Okay. A+. Folio is the auto win in the Milmir. There's no way of beating that card with our current configuration. So here's Folio for those who are unfamiliar with the card. "20 turns to win it, and we got Eleonora. Might as well." Trying to resolve my own Witching Well here. If they didn't see please, it all doesn't say please. There didn't say please. God, this is so dumb. Pass. So I get into the story for 4 cards right now. Drop shields. I also have Witching Well up, which isn't that bad. I want to make the land drop, so... Okay, Memory Theft seems good here. See what's going on. Get a scout gone. Maybe resolve their gargoyle. Opting, alright. One top, they like their card. It's their 5th land. Alright, let's go ahead and try to resolve... Gargoyle? Yeah. Try to resolve Gargoyle. Really? Really? You're gonna drop your Wishing Well for that? Interesting. I disagree pretty heavily with that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna resolve Memory Theft then. Show me what's up. If you counter this, I resolve Vantress Gargoyle. Sweet. I'm resolving Vantress Gargoyle now. Cool. "17 cards in deck. Alright, you got a flyer. Yep. They have a bit more of an aggressive deck going on. I say a bit. Make the land drop pass. So we can pick up our Vantress Gargoyle with, like, there's a couple ways we can do it. So it's not too bad. Yeah, I'll just take this hit. I don't care. Correct the well. Do you have something in instant speed? Probably. Killing Eleonora. Oh boy, Mystic Sanctuary. Oh, hell yeah. Put another didn't say please on top. Let's go to combat first. Cool. So I've got counterspell for days. Please Witching Well on your turn, thank you. That means they're not going to be aggressive here with the Steel Gaze Griffin. If we can hit them one more time with Eleonora, the game ends. And I think we can force that. Like, there's no way Eleonora can die. Cool. If you attack, you die. That resolves. That doesn't directly punish me or do anything to me. Let's draw some more cards. Thank you very much. Turn into a pumpkin, huh? Is that lethal? Yo, what if we went through combat? Eleanor is a strong card for giving us a backup win con of deal 20 damage. You know. I know it's odd. It's strange to be dealing 20 damage to an opponent. Feel happy with the black because the memory thefts feel like a good way to push, like, to break a stall. This is fine. It's got Vantress Gargoyle in an opener. This is a bit awkward, but we'll draw the lands to make it work, and that's a good curve. Okay, mull the 6. Reducing the opponent's life total 0 is my favorite. Alternate win con, hell yeah. Looks like this hand is pretty good at doing that alternate win con. We even have, like, the Secret Keeper to turn on Gargoyle pretty quick here. Seems good. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if we can get some land drops off Witching Well. Perfect, A+. Would keep again. Okay. Problem with that is it's a little awkward with the Thunderous Snapper. Okay, we still got 4 cards in hand, so... So we can block, we got 4 more cards in hand. If they want to come on in, I will block. If they want a 2-for-1 this Gargoyle, I don't care. So... Hey, what up? You've got a 2-for-1 the Gargoyle. Damn. Okay. That's sweet. It's good stuff. Ship it back. Oh, Witching Well. I hold these Secret Keepers until we get Clover. Savvy Hunter. Sounds good. So they like food. They are food likers. They also have 25 health. Okay, let's get another land so I can go ahead and play this thing. Sweet, I can go ahead and play the Thunder Snapper. It's a good big threat. Sure. No blocks on that. Okay, I want to draw 2 off of Eleanor, or do I want to just overwhelm Apprentice and keep up? Kind of like drawn 2. Oh, come on, Clover. Always bet on Lucky Clover. Where are we at? Neither of those are Lucky Clover. Bottom. Good God. Everything under the bus. I'm fine with this trade. I didn't say please their next, like, threat. They eat those foods to draw? No, I can keep Overwhelmed Apprentice. Okay. Up now to see if we win on the spot. I'll take that one, thank you very much. Not gonna even attack with Overwhelmed. So if they play something relevant... I think that's what we call an irrelevant play. Okay. Because I can so tiny that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put... and play Memory Theft, which will get rid of their... So Memory Theft owns, by the way. So target opponent reveals their hand. We choose a card, discard it, and we get rid of their adventure. Put that into the story back on top of the library. Sounds good. So their card in hand is Epic Downfall. Doesn't do anything. It's not really a relevant play either. Draw me some cards. Oh my God, please. Deck. Can't be the last card. We scried 2 to the bottom, but it can be close. Let's see what they're packing. Well, alright, we just get rid of that Epic Downfall. No card to choose in Adventures. Let's pass it back. We have a counterspell for anything real. We have blockers for anything not. The food's why I considered that big enough. What are we trying to do? Find Lucky Clover. Thank you. Are you ready? So first we mill 8. And then we mill 8. And then we mill 8. And that's the trick. Yeah, welcome to Limited these days. This is so Reverb. This is the first match we've played against a non-mirror. We've played 4 matches. The first 3 were mirror matches. Yeah. It's basic. So the way Arena values mill cards is so low that it makes the mill deck like super powerful because of it. All right, this looks fine. We got Secret Keeper. I wish we had a little more interaction, but I'm fine with the amount of Secret Keepers in our opener. Okay, all right, time for the mirror. That's fine. So we hold on to our Secret Keepers for our Clover. Oh no, not the mirror. Aggression. Sweet. Oh my god. I will literally just play a Queen of Ice. That'll hold things off. They might be the all that glitters deck. So one of the other decks that I've seen people talk about as far as its power goes is that the card All That Glitters is another card that's super played right now. Everything's looking good for me. I can see on the I can see the mouse, I can see the little dog. I'm gonna play Eleonora here, as that'll be a ground blocker. Hey, I mean, that's wrong order, but, you know, I like the snapper in this match. It's big. Costs you your whole turn, but it's worth it. Nah, that ain't worth it yet. Okay, Dispute's okay in this matchup. Let's get Snapper down. Next turn, I have a lot of, like, interaction and ways to slow things down some more. I can put some... I might want to actually use one of these Secret Keepers just to get an 0-4 on the table. Not opposed to that as our next play. Queen of Ice as well, but... Okay, yeah, they're on Witching Well. We're going to want to use this Mystical Dispute soon because it gets worse the longer the game goes, and our opponent's curve looks to be low. Okay, if they scry 2 top, we're going to spend a Secret Keeper to mill out that. Oh no, they're going to get the cards immediately. Alright, we ain't milling shit. Sounds good. I guess I'll play my own Witching Well and pass with counters up. And Witching Well up. That seems real. Kind of like that. I don't want the swamp, actually. I just want the... We already have one swamp. And I do want to draw into the clovers soon. Okay, we're at 11. Snapper gets to play Hyper Defense. We have Mythical Dispute. 7 lands. I don't like that, because again, Mythical Dispute gets worse the longer this goes. Yes, Azorius is the cops. Well, Azorius is the lawyers. Boris is the beat cop. Though Boros turned out to be less that as time went on. I'm actually gonna block both. Then we'll go ahead and didn't say please their combat trick here, and then when they go for a counter spell, we'll counter that. So there's their Silver Flame Squire. We go ahead and counter the Silver Flame Squire. So we have the second combat trick. If it's the second Silver Flame Squire, it's bad. If it's just a counter, something like that, that'd be good for us, is what I want, is another counter. Because I want to play my Mystical Dispute on their, like, didn't say please or something like that. Okay. This might be good. Rally for the Throne. That's not a combat trick, but sure. Alright, that does mean I need to build a little bit more of a board. I think we're gonna go ahead and tap down you. Queen of Ice, get another body. Alright, so we've got mill 8, they've got 19 left. If we find Clover, we're very close to a lethal mill. Queen of Ice is good here. Thunderous Snapper's big here. I'm liking where we're at. Probably have another Charm Sleep trapped in the tower. Alright, so now all we've got is the Queen of Ice. They can attack us for 2. And they're gonna. Okay, I'm gonna try and get rid of the Knight if they've got a... Okay. So tiny and I can't counter it. If they have a post-combat blue spell, it'd be good. Into the Story looking hyper good here. Let's go ahead and just draw some card. We draw 5 off this, by the way. Just, you know, heads up for how many cards we draw. Alright, we've got 19 in deck. We can't Clover everything. I think we just pass and leave up our counters. So we'll take 3. So they go to 15 cards in deck, and then Lucky Clovers finish it. Always bet on Lucky Clover. But yeah, so the Thunderous Snapper doesn't say creature, it says spell with CMC 5, and the other thing with 5 or greater. And the, this thing Into the Story is 7 no matter what on CMC. So let's go ahead and bet on Lucky Clover. For bet on Lucky Clover, bet on Lucky Clover, 3, 4, and they're gone. So that's why I hold my Secret Keepers, so that I can just go for a lethal, like, late, like, once we've gotten to a point where it's stabilized. This deck kind of plays out like a combo deck thanks to the Lucky Clover. The Lucky Clover is one of the most important cards to making this deck feel stronger in my mind. Like, you know, we've seen opponents playing it, and I feel like without the Clovers, it's not as good. Or at least a Clover, because once you have a Clover, like, you can take those situations where it's like, oh god, I might be losing the race, and just be like, mill 30, you know, mill 32, go, like, you know. This looks fine. Didn't say play. We have some defensive plays, and that's okay. Maybe we can find a black to cycle this Knight. So this looks keepable to me. I like the defense that we have going on. And there's our black. I don't want to play it until it's necessary, because I want to be able to play a top deck, Lucky Clover is the first pick, because so many decks have a good use for it. Wouldn't say it's not that strong. I would probably pick it a little later than first, just because, like, you can get away with it a little later than first. Yeah. Let's, turn that off, thanks. Okay, ramp. Oh no, Ginger Brute. Not the Ginger Brute. Turn clock and they can gain some life. Alright, we got Didn't Say Please and we got Foulmire Knight as our options for what happens. This deck plays a lot like a generic, like this deck plays a lot like a control deck in the hardest of senses, and I really enjoy that. Let's go ahead and draw a card, lose a life. This is where they flash something in. No, alright. I'm gonna go ahead and play this and play out the Foulmire then. That leaves up the Didn't Say Pleases, and they have to start spending mana on the Ginger Brutes if they want to do anything. Okay, I want to find into the story pretty soon. That's my want. Shit, alright. Okay, alright. Hello, how you doing? My opponent's not doing jack. That seems fine. Do I want to play out that Clover? I'll hold it. Is red-black even a viable archetype in this set? I find that red-black Knights, if you're backed up by the Lance, the uncommon +2/+2, is scary as shit. It's really aggressive, there's a lot of haste, a lot of menace. And so, like, you can really get some really strong moves with that alone. Outside of that, that's about what I've seen, at least. Alright, so we're gonna take some damage here, that's fine. Still nothing. Alright. It is, but not how this person drafted it. See, Bloodhaze Wolverine doesn't do anything in the red-black deck, because it's very hard. It not doesn't do anything, it's still a piker, but it's a lot harder for them to get the trigger in there. And, like, Ginger Brute's probably a decent enough aggression if they have some other payoff for this. I'm just gonna pass the turn and leave up a bunch of counter spells. I could commit the Clover, but I don't want to. Like, why is my opponent on 6 mana doing nothing? Like, what do you have? No, absolutely fucking not. That says sack things to draw, right? Yeah. I know you don't have any other black creatures right now, but I don't let you have that much of a card advantage, engine. Okay, so they've got, like, Elite Headhunter to sack this, or sack the Ginger Brute. Oh my god, they had the yes! Ooh! I'm gonna take the 2-for-1. Oh, thank god we milk Conrad, too. And they go unblockable Ginger Brute, that's fine. Okay, I'd probably play out the Clover now. I don't need to. The scary thing might be Forever Young. That's why I want to wait to kill them until we have the full combo, right? Like, I don't want to deal with them until, like, I'm actually in a position where, like, you know, it's over. Sakara the Bold, that does resolve, but I will turn into the pumpkin it. Because I want to waste their turn. Sakara is strong. I don't want this card. I want them to spend their turn replaying Sakara over and over. They are a very, very good card. Okay. Target you, pay Adamant. Let's eat this food now while I've got the mana up. Seems legit to me. Alright, memory theft, what you got? What is my opponent holding? Sir Conrad, huh? No, you can't have Conrad. That card beats me. So Kara, I'll just have to keep tapped down with Queen of Ice for a while, I guess. Okay. There's Sakara. Okay, we might be able to have Thunderous Snapper do a hyper job here. So we have a lot of good draws. Wells are great. Not opposed to more land. So they probably Reeve Soul the Queen. I'm holding the land so that I've got 3 cards to hide the Clover in case they Mind Rot. If we draw a Sir Eleonora, that's draw 2. If we play into the story, that's draw 5. Yeah. That's the sort of shit we want right now. Overwhelm Apprentice, that's good stuff too. That scries. Let's go ahead and get that down. Give me something good. So, mill 2, they're at 18. Want that Secret Keeper, don't want that land. That's one of the 2 we need. If we get a second Secret Keeper, this game's over. So we want to keep that. Okay, I'm playing the Clover now because I feel like we actually might be winning this through damage pretty soon. So they tap our 4/4. Still attacking with everybody. I don't care if Foulmire dies on this block. That trade doesn't matter to me because, like, they have Sakara to ping. Let's go ahead and, I'm gonna hold Secret Keeper. The reason I'm holding Secret Keeper is I don't want Forever Young to be like a way they win the game. That would scare me. Okay, damage me, they get to draw a swamp, that's fine. They're at 6. And see that? See now, even if they're holding a copy of Forever Young, doesn't matter. We've milled 16 in one go. They did have a copy of the Reaper, so that feels good. That's goodbye, Weasel. Library Stalius Rune, yeah, that's how the combo works. I feel very good about the way our deck has gone.
Initiate, you are not worthy.
Like, we don't, like, our deck seems to be able to deal with, like, things on an, like, we haven't seen an opponent curve out aggro at us. I feel like that would be hard for us to deal with. I'm almost thinking the Mystical Dispute would be better as Forbidden Fruit. Mystical Dispute hasn't been doing great for us. Even in the mirror, generally there's so many lands going around that, like, the Mystical Dispute gets useless too quick. Whereas the fruit, like, can keep us rolling. Which seems nice. But yeah, the Lucky Clover is incredible. Just incredible. There's a card from Odyssey Block. Its name is Mirari. And the way the Mirari works is that it's a 5-mana artifact that you pay 3 to copy an instant or sorcery. You absolutely freaking keep. You pay 3 to copy an instant or sorcery on cast. How have the 2 main board memory thefts been? I've liked them a lot because the thing here is that a lot of these matches have been like mill mirrors. And there's a lot of trepidation about taking the first action in a mill mirror. You know, we both sit on 3 didn't say pleases and don't do anything. The memory thefts give me ways to push into those, like, starts. They've also been decent because almost every deck is playing adventures for things to hit. We hit a, for instance, we hit that Tree Folk that was a 6/6. But even just, like, answering Sir Conrad, like, we don't have removal to do it, and that's a bit of an issue. But we do have a lot of strong cards. Alright. Feel good about Vantress Gargoyle coming down on 2. Hopefully Witching Well can find us some lands. There's only 2 cards I would keep over land, and that would be Merfolk Secret Keeper and Lucky Clover. Those are the only 3 cards in the deck that I would want to keep because they commit to our alright. I don't need to look for one of them. That's perfect. So now it's just Secret Keepers. I will bottom anything that is not Secret Keeper. Alright, put down Mystic Sanctuary. Go ahead and call it a turn. So got the Clover already and one of our Secret Keepers. Our Gargoyles here. We have a Didn't Say Please, which might or might not be active on 3. Want to play the Gargoyle on 2 so that we've got a real good, like, on-the-ground threat. Yeah. The Swamp is a bit of an annoyance for the Thunder Snapper, but, like, not a lot we can do there. Alright, Bort. Unbort, rebort. Are you spending a pump spell here? Yo, sack your food to a +3/+3, do it. Oh, shit. Oh, you're gonna regret the shit out of that one. Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna regret the shit out of that play. Like, here's an artifact I want to kill. Gingerbrew can get through it, but, you know. That ain't perfect. I do want to draw an untapped island. That would be my perfect draw right now. Savvy Hunter, that's fine. Untapped island is 100% the draw I want right now, right here, at this exact moment. Thank you. Because that lets me keep Didn't Say Please up. And I think that's extremely important so that, like, they can't combat trick me. Okay, Gargoyle can mill. We got 1 engrave. We'll start working them down from 30. Oh. Tough crowd. So, okay. I don't think Oathsworn Knight's that great. The fact that it has to attack every turn is really detrimental. And you can chump it down to Oblivion, but our current hand has a lot of trouble dealing with it. So I think we actually need to counterspell this. Bit of an annoyance, but, like, I don't think I can let that card resolve on the current board, because we do not have a way to deal with it. You know, Thunderous Snapper can come down and block these as a secondary threat, but, like, nothing can come down and, you know, even this 0-4 don't do shit about it 4-4, especially because it's not like whenever it's in combat, it's whenever it's dealt damage. And, like, 0-4s don't deal damage, so... What, do you got Veil? Get out of here. Get out of here. They don't got Veil. Yo. Nice. Got that pie. Hell yeah. Sure. Mega food token. That is irrelevant to me. So you're passing up on your attacks for that, and I get to mill some. So there's only 2 cards in my deck I care about not drawing right now, and it's Secret Keepers. Everything else is secondary to finding those. But every Gargoyle activation is another, you know, move towards getting them down, so this seems fine. More lands off the top. Didn't Say Please, and we can go ahead and play out our Mystic Sanctuary. That's fine. We still have 4 cards in hand. They have 6 engrave, which means after the next Vantress Mill, we can start actually 4-turn clocking them, which is a danger. I don't want to Didn't Say Please until post-combat. They have 1 card left in hand. I don't care about Curious Pair. That's an irrelevant body. They probably just Gingerbrewed in for 1 here and pass. I want to draw... I don't actually know what I want to draw. I want to draw a Secret Keeper, I'm sure, but... Bit of a pain, but nothing we can't deal with. So I think here is a turn... Do I want to play the Snapper and attack with Gargoyle? They have 1 card left in hand. They don't have a lot going on here. We might just be able to start combating them, because the Gargoyle's on. For the reason I milled there is because I want to hit him on 7. Let's get the aggro going. Four still does a huge job at beating what they've got going on. Check out this Turtle Hydra. 5 cards in hand. Alright, they're 1 card left. It's just a Gingerbrute? Oh, I don't care. You better draw some cards off that Savvy Hunter right the hell now. Your board is super irrelevant. You're going to lose in 3 turns. Maybe less. Like, if you draw right now, you still might be able to play your cards and do something relevant. If you draw, like, a Garenbrig Paladin, might put me back on defense. But it's looking like you don't got any of that. Did you forget something? Yeah, sorry, my friend Bart. That is not how that ability works. So the important thing about the gargoyle, it can attack if there's 70 yard. It can't block unless there's 4 in hand. I don't care about the blocking anymore, because that's what the snapper's doing. Okay, they need to play a card that is... does that matter? Whenever your non-humans deal combat damage, does that matter at all? No. I don't think so. Oh, It's big, it's cat. The reason I don't like it is because they have the food to get them another turn, and then the cat actually will get through and get them more cards. The fact that it was a 4/5 was what was relevant to me. The body was too big. This attack's terrible. Yeah, okay. I think the moment their Gingerbrute died in combat, they lost the will to continue. Something you gotta, you'll learn that one through doing. Oh, it's the Ravager Worm that doesn't work as a card to kill, to kill, Field of the Dead. Very specifically, doesn't do it. Alright, final round, or second to final round. One of the two. I think this is going well. I've been quite happy with this. Justio. Just.io. I like this. I will keep this with the gargoyle on too. Witching Well can't go off, but the Mystic Sanctuary is nice, and getting this gargoyle early is real good. Like, I like having the Clover in the opener too. Clover's inevitability. Oh shit. Mill me 4. Make it happen. Yeah! Here we are! Alright, they milled one of my Secret Keepers. There's 2 left. Okay, I might not want to activate the gargoyle and might just want to wait until I get to, everything for it. I think I might be winning in combat with gargoyle. Okay, that's a good mill. I actually don't want either of these 4-drops because we don't have any lands. I think we get the Clover down now. Okay, 2 engrave. Okay, let's mill so that we can get enough so that we can start attacking. Okay, Eleanor's fine. I'm gonna pass. I want to leave up Didn't Say Please here. Hell no. We're gonna mill another runaway together. Good. 7 cards in yard. I don't need to mill with gargoyle anymore. Probably don't if we don't have to. Oh my god, alright. Alright. They get to continue the runaway. At least they don't have Clover to make this really awkward. Okay, we still have 2 left in our deck. I want to go Witching Well. I want that didn't say please. I don't want that island at the Mo. Okay. Begin the attackers. Probably replay their drop or maybe a kill spell on Gargoyle. And Gargoyle here is a lethal threat. So my hope is that I can just win in combat if they can't deal with it. Sure, that gets the job done for their whole life total, for everything they got. 22 left in deck, 19 left for us. Want to again leave up didn't say please. I'm going to unstep the Witching Well, which is why I'm fine leaving this up. If they tap out for something cool, I don't care about the Secret Keeper resolving, that's fine. And no second main. Alright, let's go ahead and draw 2. Again, our Clover's already in play. Didn't I cut the Mystical Dispute? I thought that was what I swapped out for the Forbidden Fruit. The hell? Okay with the Foulmire Knight, I'm not okay with the Queen of Ice. Alright. They're gonna counter this. This sucks. Oh, thank God. Oh! Oh, I thought that was countered for sure. I thought there was no way that resolved. Alright. Seems cool to me. So we have end step well, we have instant speed Foulmire Knight. 3 cards in hand for our opponent. Another Secret Keeper milling us. It's fine. Oh, fuck. That's pretty bad. Alright, so combat, huh? How y'all feel about combat? Combat's pretty sweet. I like winning through combat. Yeah, that's every mill card in our deck. So, we need to change tack pretty quick here. I think the other one's on the bottom of our library right now. Shit, their final card's a kill spell? Yeah, their final card was a kill spell. That sucks. Okay. Let's... 6 cards in deck. I believe this one's over because we milled all of our secret keepers away. There's no real way for us to get combat going quick enough without our gargoyle. Because, like, I can foul my Iron Knight here, but that doesn't get us quick enough. 14 left in their deck. Good freaking God. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And some runaway. Yeah, you've got a lot more of those. Alright, that is... We're down to just the Queen of Ice. That is going to be game. Okay. Yeah, so one thing that... Okay, so I know that I've been talking about the mirror and how this is the most popular and, like, a very common deck. One thing I didn't talk about is that, like, the ratios you see in my list are a little undertuned from what I think. I believe 4 is what we see on average from opponents. Like, the Lucky Clover makes up for a lot of that. I want to see what the hell I took out. I thought I took out Mythical Dispute. Oh, I took out a Queen of Ice? No, I don't want the Mythical Dispute. I actually want the Queen of Ice instead. Queen of Ice is better at keeping us alive against aggressive decks. This just doesn't do much. Anyway, let's get to our final match. See if we can beat one last mirror. Sucked. We had the Clover, but we just did not see we tried as much as we could to get to those Secret Keepers, but just could not. I think one might have been enough. This looks fine to me. I like Witching Well. I like this curve here. Thunderous Snapper and Eleonora. If our opponent is aggressive, we just go ahead and Secret Keep quick. Let's go ahead and slam down this Witching Well. Go find specific blue sources. I don't want either of those, thank you very much. Okay. Rushdown, huh? Yeah, that's something I've mentioned, Obscale, is that this deck is, like, in actual, like, drafts with people... Oh god, that's on cast. Okay, this game might just end. Alright. This might end very quickly. Always bet on Lucky Clover. I don't know if I care about that. Like, they draw... like, this lets me cut off the draw, too. I should take that. They didn't draw 2 off the Innkeeper. I should just take it. Okay, we need an island right now. I'll take untapped land, but we need... Sweet. Island is the perfect land right here. Let's play out the Thunderous Snapper, because that stops all aggression very quickly. Next turn, we can Witching Well. We can get things rolling. They've got 26 in deck, so our combo will kill them. If we can draw a land, Eleonora draws 2 and is like a 5/5. I don't care about that activation. Oh, fuck. Okay. Skewer. Equip Skewer. Sure. Block. You get a food. I need to... I still need that 5th extra land. Where are you at? There it is. So they're at 25 in deck. Let's go ahead and play out a Gargoyle. Okay, 24 in deck. Are you ready? Are you ready to party, everybody? And so it begins. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the Hakaretsken right here. Ah. There's that 8. And they go from, like, being in a decent position to the game immediately ends. Honey! That's perfect. I'm so happy with... Alright, I got to show off the elemental spirit of that deck. Hey, what a good reward into the story. So yeah, welcome to the mill deck, where sometimes you used to have 24 cards in deck and then you have 0 in one turn. Their deck had 2 giant skewers. I think a ham sandwich would have beat them. Not gonna disagree with you, but, you know. Alright, anyway, let's open some packs, let's call it a night. This seems good. I feel nice, actually, like Maspinette. Pretty good about this. So yeah, if you're looking for something dumb to do, or if you want to do drafting on Arena, just know that this is one of the decks out there right now, because it's very, very underdrafted and very, very easy to get the pieces to. There's a lot of pieces that go very, very late, if they're in packs. A lot of the, specifically a lot of, the Merfolk Secret Keeper, the So Tiny, the Runaway Together, and the Didn't Say Please. All 4 of those in combination are, like, super, super underpicked by the bots. So you see these, like, pick, you know, like, on a table pretty easily, or, like, you know, like, pick 7, pick 8. You are guaranteed, if there's a pack opened, to see them, you know? So that's kind of how it works. Anyway, I think that was an excellent show of, where Arena is right now, so. Also, if you want to beat them, like, red-based aggression decks do a decent job of it, but, like, if they have a lot of those bounce spells, it gets real hard. And, of course, the Clover combo is a hoofa. Alright, anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. Thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed this draft. I had a lot of fun with this one, showing off this setup. If you want to catch more of this, you can always follow, see when I go live. It's generally 7 Central on days that I stream, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Some days are sometimes earlier and go for longer. But if you follow, you'll know when those are. If you want to support the stream, you can always subscribe. You get the cool skull, get the cool slime. But if you're just here having a good time, chatting it up, I always like talking with y'all about what's going on in the stream and letting you know how, you know, trying to elaborate on my plays or answer questions, things like that. I love talking to y'all, so. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.